Hello, my name is Mona Sheikh. I'm presenting today climate change, migration, and health. Climate change significantly influences migration drivers, exacerbating existing factors and or creating new ones. The key drivers include environmental degradation, natural disasters, and economic instability. These drivers can lead to immediate and long-term health challenges for displaced population. If we talk first about the environmental degradation, climate change contributes to environmental degradation as it causes deforestation, desertification, and sea level rise, leading to reduced land productivity, which drives people living in the affected area to migrate in search of viable living conditions. As a result, there is an increased vulnerability to diseases due to the lack of clean water and sanitation. And there are many other diseases that they are exposed to or at risk for. Then, if we focus on the natural disaster, climate change increases frequency and intensity of natural disasters like hurricane, floods, and wildfire, which leads to destruction of homes, infrastructure, and the livelihood, leading to the displacement of population living in the affected area. There are health challenges associated with natural disasters, including disruption of the healthcare system, increased risk of injuries as a result of the disaster, and disease outbreak and mental health issues. The third key driver is economic instability. Climate change destabilizes economies as it impacts agriculture, supply chain, and employment. As a result of that, people would lose their livelihood, and that drives them to migrate for a better economic prospects. There are health implications associated with economic instability, as people would not have an access to the health care as they won't be able to afford it. Plus, adequate nutrition and safe living conditions where they might be living in an areas that's not safe. For example, if they lose their houses, they might become homeless. The long-term outcome and health. Climate-induced migration increases vulnerability to health risks, either infectious disease, malnutrition, and mental health disorder. Displaced population face barriers to healthcare, either because of a language barrier where the immigrant want to speak the local language to the area where migrate to, or because of the legal status or discrimination they face. Loss of a social network exacerbate mental health issues as well in those people, displaced population. Addressing health implications is needed. That can be done through comprehensive approach like disaster preparedness, healthcare infrastructure preparedness as well, and social protection measures. Keep in mind, there should be prioritized protection given to the vulnerable population through equitable access to healthcare, social service, and livelihood opportunities. For example, if there is a natural disaster hitting a certain area and there are a displaced population, the government should provide shelters and access to food and access to clothes as well as medicine. By addressing migration drivers and health impacts, societies can work toward resilience and sustainability in the face of a climate change. Then If I focus on prevention ecosystem surveys, food production specifically, climate change altered precipitation patterns, increases extreme weather events, and affects land suitability for agriculture. For example, prolonged droughts or floods reduce crop, which yields to food shortage and malnutrition. There are negative health impacts associated with this, which are increased risk of malnutrition, stunted growth in children, and susceptibility to disease. An example of a way to manage are sustainable agriculture practice like agroforestry and crop diversification enhance resilience and food security. Another example, community-based fisheries management maintain healthy fish stocks for nutrition. Another regulating ecosystem surveys, which is water purification. Climate change affects water quality and availability. Example, disrupted water purification process lead to contamination of freshwater sources. What the negative health impact of that is increased risk of waterborne disease. How to manage an example would be watershed management strategies like reforestation improve water quality and mitigate health risk. Another example would be investment in water treatment infrastructure and community-based sanitation practices. Lastly, cultural ecosystem service, which would be recreation and tourism. Climate change alters landscape and biodiversity, impacting recreational activities. Changes in the weather disrupt outdoor recreation opportunities, which decrease mental well-being due to limited access to the natural areas. An example of how to manage this problem would be preservation of a cultural landscape enhances outdoor recreation opportunities and the community well-being. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I look forward to your question. Thank you for your time.